Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's begin with what may have started and ended in the other room, in the presidential villa, the home of Nigeria's first family, but it is now in the public domain. The wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, in an interview with the BBC, expressed fears about the manner in which the affairs of government and politics in the APC is being run, and she complained about appointments of the president, which she said most of those who worked with the party to win elections from the beginning have been left out. She, however, warned that she may not be part of the president's re-election campaign if the trend continues. But take a listen to a portion of that in the interview by the BBC with Mrs. Aisha Buhari.
Complaints upon complaints. I decided to tell him, but all the same, a lot of people have been coming on their own and also collectively to tell him that things are not going the way it should. That is when it comes to like putting people in certain positions, because most of these people that are occupying some agencies, number one, nobody knows them. Number two, they don't know our manifesto, our party manifesto. They don't know what we campaign for. They were not part of us completely. They don't have a mission. They don't have a vision of our APC. I have my own right, to say how I feel about something. If it continues like this, I'm not going to be part of any movement again, because I need to work with the people that we have started to join collectively as a teamwork, so that we can achieve what we want to achieve, so that he will leave a legacy.
Have you told your husband all this?
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
That's a portion of the audio interview with the BBC. Of course, you heard the voice of Nigeria's, well, she said she's not the first lady, the wife of Nigeria's president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari. These are some of the concerns raised by her, and of course, some party members and leaders of the party say they have been left out in the scheme of things. However, the president did not spare his wife in his response when in Berlin, Germany, he was asked about his wife's comment. The president simply tells the world where he thinks his wife belongs. Take a listen.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room. It's not easy to do away with your opposition or people who have not followed you along your campaign trail. I hope my wife will remember that I was in the field for 12 years. I tried 3 times. The first time, I managed to succeed, and I ended up the first 3 times, ending up in Nigerian Supreme Court. So I claim superior knowledge over her and the rest of the opposition, because in the end I have succeeded.
Well, the president says she belongs in the kitchen. It looks like a joke, because the president's spokesperson, Garba Shehu, said the president was only joking. Man, if it's a joke or not, take a look at this video. Perhaps the woman did not actually belong in the kitchen.
Family and nation.
In venue, both of them went together. Doesn't look to me like only in the kitchen or in the living room, or perhaps in the other room, according to the president. Well, now, what may be coming on as a fact is the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, that he has raised this, that most people running the government actively are those who did not share the party's manifesto, just as Mrs. Buhari has said, and just came to the fore now after the inauguration. And, well, Dr. Saraki had always claimed that there was a government in Buhari's government. Those who have hijacked the government, he said, and I quote now, what has become clear is that there is now a government within the government of President Buhari that has seized the apparatus of executive powers to pursue a nefarious agenda, end of quote. Well, now, let's get perspectives into this matter. It looks like all is probably not well with the APC. A member of the APC Board of Trustees joins us from our Abuja studio, Barrister Ismail Ahmed. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Let's begin. What do you make of the response to the wife of the president, from the president himself, about the concern that Mrs. Buhari has on the way and manner things have been run in government and in politics?
Well, thank you very much for having me. First of all, I think, like the spokesperson to the president said, he probably is joking about it. I don't think it's in my place to comment on what the president said about his wife, or to comment about what the wife said things are running. I don't think it's in my place or anybody's place to mention anything that has to do with that. I am a member of a political party, and I do know that there are certain concerns. Of course, naturally, there will have to be disagreements and divergent views about the way things are being run. But that it's not in my place to comment on what the president said or what the first lady or the wife of the president said, about the way things are being run. I don't think it's in my place to do that. So I would just remain quiet about that.
Ismail, maybe it's going to be in your place to comment about this, the crisis in your party. One that the wife of the president has raised, that some people are disgruntled, some people are not happy, some people are agitating that they have been left out, those who have worked for the party. And I've heard these from so many of your party leaders and your party faithfuls who have said, we were there from the beginning, these guys were not even there. Why are you giving these kind of appointments to people? And in fact, they say that several appointments have not been made and they are worried. Are you also worried about that?
Well, I think, to be quite honest, I think it would be foolhardy or foolish for anyone to think that, there are disgruntled people within the party and within the larger population about the pace and the manner of which appointments have been taken. Of course, there are a lot of murmuring here and there that people that have worked hard in the field and people who have been with the party and who were there at the beginning, being with the legacy parties. Some have been with the TBO, that's the General Muhammadu Buhari organization, starting way back from 2002 till date, on who have the capacity and the requisite knowledge to occupy positions and who are aware and who are very abreast with some of the manifestos of the party and objectives of the party and how to go about pushing the agenda, who would not be saboteurs because they had conviction and they had belief from day one. There's a lot of murmuring here and there that those people, some of those people have not been involved in government yet. But these are things that the president knows quite well, and he's doing something about it. Several times I've heard him speak, and I know that he said that these are things that would be gradual, but that ultimately it's something that everybody who has participated or contributed and who has something to offer based on value system and on merit based would be considered to offer his services to the country. I think you're right, absolutely, that there is disgruntlement and disenchantment. There's no doubt about that. I would be foolish to sit down here and tell you that there is none. But it's a work in progress, and hopefully we'll get to the promised land.
Okay, now Ismail, we take a breather, and when we return, more on the Buhari government's activities, especially as we put a spotlight on the APC crisis and the way out, and of course the DSS raid on judges and some of the reactions coming. That's after now. Join us again.